Very good. Now, since the last time we've met, tragedy has met your family.
Correct.
There was a loss of your son.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us the name of your son and tell us a little bit, whatever you're comfortable with, tell us about sort of what happened and what's
Sure.
going on in your life.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 18, I had my firstborn. His name was Tyrese Monte Gordon.
Tyrese, yes.
And Tyrese was my heartbeat. He was my son. At 2 years old, I knew my son was very unique because he picked up a musician type spirit. And at 2 years old, this little boy used to take the hangers that I would get from the cleaners, the ones they hang slacks on.
Mm-hmm.
He would take them off and break them in half. And he would use them as sticks. And he'd play. And I thought, that's odd. Eventually, he graduated to spoons. So at the time I was going to college, and I was staying with my mom, and of course, Tyrese stayed with me. And he would grab these spoons from my mom's table, and he would stand and he'd bang on a table or a chair for hours.
Really?
To the point where my mom said, you have to get him to stop playing on my chairs. Eventually, I bought him a little small drum set, the little paper ones. I think it lasted 2 weeks.
Oh.
He put a hole in it.
Okay.
So at 4 years old, we had to buy him a full set. At 9 years old, he played at our local church at a Christmas program. And people thought, what is this 9-year-old boy going to do? So he had the keyboardist give him his song, and he played a full song as a professional.
How did that make you feel to see
Oh,
him
I
do
was
that?
very proud. Very proud. So he's always been a musician all 31 years of his life. He passed away the day before his birthday. The day after Thanksgiving, I got the call that he passed away from COVID-19. And it was...
What happened in that moment?
It was pure shock at first. I knew he had COVID the week prior, but I thought everything was cool. He would call, I would talk to him, Tyrese, how you doing? You know, you can't make the Thanksgiving dinner because your grandmother's going through cancer, so we don't want to, you know, interject what you got going on with her. And he said, I understand, Dad. So that was Wednesday before Thanksgiving. He sounded a little like, you could tell he was sick, but he had whatever medication the doctor gave him. Thursday came, was the Thanksgiving dinner. I called, check on him, he's good. And then Friday, I got the news that he passed. I was actually en route to take someone else to the airport. A family member who had come into town and wanted to get to the airport early. This is about 12:30 in the afternoon. And I'm halfway there to the airport, which is about 35 minutes away from me. So halfway in the drive, I get the phone call from my ex-wife that he had passed away. The drive to the airport and back to the hospital is only maybe total an hour drive. But it felt like eternity because all the memories were swirling, all the what could I have done better, all the emotions that cause you to feel like you've lost everything in that moment. Tears kept coming for days. But I had a big support system with all the steppers that I know, with all the jazz people I know. And they always made sure they checked on me. They've been checking on me even up until this interview. And it's been 2 weeks later, making sure that I'm okay. And I told them every time they called, they said, for those that really know me, they'll say G or Eric G, how you doing? I said, I'm not good.
You were honest about it.
I was very honest, very open about it. I'm not good. I tried to go back to work. I had difficulty doing my daily duties on my job because I'm a computer programmer. So it was very difficult to figure out what to do. And some of the coding that only takes seconds to do, it would take me minutes because I had thoughts going through my mind, trying to really gravitate back to normality. And it became very difficult. People couldn't call me. After a while, I had to let them go into voicemail because I couldn't take another phone call talking about Tyrese. And even up until this interview, it still has some emotions, but think I'm doing okay today.
Okay.